Hi guys, welcome to Percussion Discussion Show. This is India's number one percussion discussion show, and today we have the handpan man. The name is Adam Foote. And if you want to watch our previous episode, please go to YouTube or Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, whenever you want. And if you want to watch this show, please go to our YouTube channel, Gappu Cajon. Hello.
How's it going? Thanks for
I'm
having
good.
me.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Yeah,
Can you
yeah,
hear me?
absolutely.
Okay, good. Yeah, so it's
Yes,
nighttime in India
yes.
right now, right? So and I just wanna I found something
Hmm.
really interesting about the time difference is that uh so we scheduled to start at 9 p.m.
Yes,
your time, which was
30 a.m.
7:30
Yeah.
a.m. my time. So I'm really curious, like, what's up with the half-hour
Uh,
difference there?
uh, in India, it is IST, and probably you are from San Francisco. Yeah,
Yes,
that's why
I thought that was
it is 11 hour or something time difference.
okay. Yeah, I thought that was wild. I've never seen something like that before.
Do
So so right now it's like uh 9:18 your time.
9:18?
Is
Yes,
that
yes,
right?
yes. 9:18.
Yeah, that's so weird. So it's because it's 7:48 here. So do you know, do any other countries have that difference that's not the same uh, full hour
Uh,
difference?
we already
Do you
talked
know?
about many countries like Spain and France, Germany. There also we are from our time to my time is 9 p.m. and their time is 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. whatever it is.
Yeah, that's
Hmm.
really interesting. I've never heard that before. And so I was curious. I was looking at so I love
Yeah,
traveling
please
and
come
I
to in India
love
and please visit
geography.
Calcutta.
I hope so. I would love to someday. Yeah. I was looking at the map to see where you were located at, and it looks like you're up in the northeast corner of
Hmm.
India. Is that right?
Not is it is East India.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
it's just called East India. Okay. And let's see what country is the nearest border with
Our nearest border is Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan. Mhm.
right on. Have you ever made it up into the Himalayan mountains, Nepal
No,
area?
I am not so travel freak. Let's forget about it. Today I will interview you, not you interviewed me. Okay.
I'm just I'm just a
We
naturally
will talk
curious
it.
person.
We will talk
Okay,
about this
go ahead.
later after this interview. I would love to chat with you.
You got
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got it.
So,
Okay.
so we are starting, friend. Hi, friends. This is Hand Pan Man, uh, Adam Fote. Am I saying right your name?
So it's the same pronunciation as what you put in your shoe.
Foot.
A foot.
Adam Foot.
Foot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But to be honest, most people don't even know my first name. So most people, since majority of my followers are
Hmm.
on TikTok, most people know me as the Handpan Man
Hmm.
on TikTok. But then besides that, my actual stage name as a
Hmm.
musician is
Yes.
Ethereal
Yes.
in
I
E.
will. I am
Ethereal
very curious.
in E.
What is the meaning of ethereal in E?
Sure, yeah. So okay, we'll back up a few years here. So um, ever since I was a kid, I kind of had
Hmm.
this like dream of being a rock star someday. You know, I I was a drummer as a
Okay.
kid, and I was in a garage band with a
Mm-hmm.
few friends, and then I grew up in a church, and at the church I went to there was a
Mm-hmm.
stage, and they played music, and there was a drum set, and I played the drum set on
Mm-hmm.
stage at the church I went to, and so being on stage and playing music in front of a crowd of people, it is like this fulfilling this dream of being a rock star, listening to music and seeing rock stars out there. Like, oh my gosh, how cool would it be to be on a stage and play music for people, right? And anyways, that dream eventually came to
Mm-hmm.
fruition, kind of. I was playing drums in a band, and it was the first time I ever gotten paid to play
Mm-hmm.
music, and it was incredible. But then I got kicked out of the band and replaced by
Mm-hmm.
another drummer, and I was heartbroken. It was like, oh my gosh, this dream I almost realized is now gone. And I thought to myself, I don't want to let that go. And so I was flipping through videos on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, watching percussion related videos, and I came across uh, a video of a guy playing a handpan. His name was Daniel Waples, and I thought, number one, that's amazing. Number two, I can
Mm-hmm.
do that. And number three, I bet you that's my ticket into being a professional musician. And it took me 3 years to finally get a handpan. They're so hard to
Mm-hmm.
find and expensive. But I finally got one, and I knew I wanted to be a professional musician. And so I was trying to think, how can I make this work? And I thought, you know, uh, a lot of famous musicians, they have a stage names, right? Or they also have a really unique look about them. So I don't know if you ever heard of Bob Marley or ZZ Top. They have unique looks about them. So I was like, I could grow a beard, I could put my hair in dreadlocks, and come up with some fancy
Mm-hmm.
stage name, right? And so I was once I got my handpan, I was trying to figure out, what's a good name I could, go by. And my first ever handpan was tuned to the scale of E
Mm-hmm.
minor. And so I thought, what if I came up with a word that described the sounds of the instrument that started with the
Mm-hmm.
letter E? And I opened up the dictionary, and I was pouring through the dictionary, and I came to the word
Okay.
ethereal, Ethereal,
Mm-hmm.
ethereal. And I looked at the definition, and the definition said uh,
Authentic.
heavenly sounding. And I thought, what better description than heavenly sounding for the sounds that come out of the
Mm-hmm.
instrument? And so ethereal was the name I came up with. So there you go.
Great, great, great. You already answered my first question little bit. Then again, I have to ask you, how did you start your musical journey from child to there, where you are now?
Yeah. So basically, I grew up in a family that had a
Please,
generational tradition
I'll
of
interrupt you. Please
sending.
brief about where are you now and where are you from? Basically, in, yeah, US,
Oh
some
yeah,
people are countryside and then they shifted to city. So please brief for our audience and your audience also, because because I see your video just two or three interview or podcast. I want to. This is something unique who don't know about you. So that's why.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. Of course. So so my history. I was born and raised
Hmm.
on a farm, actually, right outside of Cleveland,
Okay.
Ohio,
Hmm.
here in America, and Cleveland, Ohio is in the
Hmm. I know.
Midwest
I
of
know.
America.
Hmm.
So yeah, so there's the Great Lakes, if you're familiar with those. Um, Ohio is just south of Lake
Okay.
Erie, and so I grew up on a small farm right outside of
Hmm.
Cleveland, so we could see the skyline of the city from our farm when we were just outside the city limits. So I was kind of an anomaly because I was a
Hmm.
farm kid that lived in the suburbs outside of a big city. So I can't really say that I grew up on the countryside. Uh, I was in the suburbs, but it was a farm in the suburbs,
Hmm.
right outside the city. Um, anyways, so I grew up in this family where
Hmm.
my mom's family had this tradition of sending their kids to do
Okay.
piano lessons, uh, and uh, and so I took piano lessons as a kid. I actually got pretty good at the piano until I was around an adolescent age, and I was the kid that was always tapping on something. And so, my mom, she recognized that in me, and she bought me a drum set, and she put me in
Hmm.
drum lessons, and I stopped playing the piano. Um, I actually completely forgot how to play piano. If there's anybody watching that knows how to play piano and you haven't practiced in a while, make sure you
Hmm.
practice because
Yes,
you can totally forget.
absolutely.
Because I totally forgot. I can't play piano at all anymore. But yeah, so I played the drum set all throughout my teenage years, and then uh, once I got to college, I tried out
Hmm.
hand percussion. The djembe is what I tried in college, and then throughout my mid 20s, I got back into playing the drum set, and I also played a cajon, which is what your company is famous for, and another instrument called an udu.
Yeah.
You know the udu?
No, I know, I know.
Yeah. So the udu is also a really fun one. But so and basically, uh, I in my young adulthood went to college and I got a
Hmm.
degree, got married, got a job, and had a
Okay.
baby. Moved
What is
across the country.
his or her
Yeah.
name?
So my early
What
what's
is his
that?
or her name? Your baby's name? Logan.
Oh, Logan.
Okay,
Logan is
Logan.
their name. Yeah.
How he
Yeah.
is old?
Yeah. Logan is going to be 16
Okay.
this year.
Okay.
We're actually going to get their driver's license
Acha, acha.
today, actually.
Okay.
So they're going to be
Hmm.
driving on their own, which is exciting. Yeah. So but yeah. My early adulthood, I things were very stressful, and especially after my divorce. And after my divorce,
Hmm.
I decided that I was feeling very unhappy with my life, and I was very lonely, and I wanted to find some happiness
Hmm.
again, some joy, and so I bought myself a drum set and some hand percussion because I remembered being a kid and sitting at my drum set and having headphones on, listening to music, and just getting lost in a rhythm, and about how everything else, all my
Hmm.
problems, just melted away. When I was a kid, my dad committed suicide when I was 11,
Okay. I'm
and
sorry.
so that was also a very stressful time in my life. Yeah, and but uh, you know, there's something about and I'm guessing that you're a
Hmm.
percussionist also,
Sorry?
and for me, when I sit down and I play music on these handpans or
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
percussion
Hmm.
in general, um, it's like everything else just
Hmm.
disappears and nothing else matters besides just that rhythm that I'm playing in that moment. And it's just such a great coping skill and coping mechanism for, you know,
Hmm. Hmm.
difficult times. And just being able to close your eyes and forget about it all for a moment.
Uh,
So, anyways, I don't know if that answers your question, but that's kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
some of my journey.
Great, great. Inspiring. So, what is your struggle behind past days and how did you overcome it?
Can you ask me the question one more time?
What is your struggle behind your musical journey and how did you overcome it?
Okay.
Yeah.
What was my struggle
Hmm.
in my journey and how did I overcome it? Whew. Okay. My struggle in my journey and how did I overcome it?
Because you already said
Well,
that you had a job, then then what you're doing?
Yeah. So basically, as I said earlier, I had this kind of dream of being a rock star, professional musician someday, and I gave up on that when I went to college and just decided to get some degree and get a job. And honestly, I wish that someone would have told me that I didn't have to go to college and I didn't have to get a job, and that I could just kind of figure it out on my own. Because I feel like I got like in a rut of what society wants us to do, and you know, getting in that rut, I feel like it robbed and stole all the joy from me, and it was like I was a slave to society. And basically, uh, I was really unhappy. I was really unhappy. I was actually at a point that I was so unhappy that I didn't want to be alive anymore. Um, that was a really hard time for me, obviously. And, you know, I think it took for me to hit rock bottom and to just honestly have nothing left to lose. And I had nothing left to lose. And I thought there's this passion within me that
Yeah.
I love music. I love playing music. And I thought, why not just roll with that? And I was so scared at first, though, because it's like, with a job, you have the security of knowing that you're going to get a paycheck and you're going to get paid and have insurance and whatnot, benefits. Well, if you're self-employed, trying to figure it out on your own, especially as a musician just starting out, you don't have those securities. And so it was really difficult for me at first. There were times, like I said, that I did not want to be alive. And honestly, I think it was the the joy that I experienced in the moments of playing music where I could just let go of all that pulled me out of that, and I just found myself playing music every single day. And just the beauty of enjoying your hobby, your passion, what you love, and then realizing that you can actually turn it into a job and you can turn it into something that makes money for you, income. And so so that's kind of how I overcame my depression, my suicidal thoughts. um, and 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 let me just say too that, like, anybody that's watching, if there's something you're passionate about and you would like to turn it into a career, do it. Do it. Just do whatever it takes to make it happen. And for me, it didn't happen overnight, and it didn't happen just by doing that. I had to do other things to make a living too. So I was an Airbnb
Okay.
host, and then I also donated the plasma from my blood for cash, and I had a day job where I worked in the mental health field. I was a therapist at first, mental health therapist, and then I
You're
later
doing a
got into
lots of jobs.
elementary school counselor. Lots of jobs, but that's kind of what you got to do to make it work, And so I made it work, and 2020 was the first year that music was my primary
Okay.
source of income, and then 2021 was the first year that music was my only source of income. So eventually I was able to quit doing all the other jobs and just focus on what I want to be doing, which is playing music. And it's amazing.
Yes, yes,
It's so good.
indeed.
It's so good to be able to get paid to do something that you actually enjoy. That is truly, it was for me, and I think for a lot of people, a completely foreign concept. I think for most people, what you do to make money is usually not enjoyable. So I'm glad that I have figured out how to remove
Yeah,
myself from the
we are
matrix.
also happy that you moved on. What's your thoughts about previous days? So my next
Thank
question,
you.
yeah.
Thank you.
So my next question is, when did you realize to post your work or your music to TikTok and YouTube? And uh,
When did I start doing
uh,
YouTube? Is that the question?
when did you realize to post your work on TikTok and YouTube?
Oh,
Uh,
like when did I
yes,
uh, start to
yes.
post on TikTok and
And
YouTube? Okay, yeah.
before that, where are you posting your musical journey, musical post or music, anything? You doing some concert or
Yeah.
anything?
So, so as I said earlier, my journey with the
Hmm.
handpan started by watching a
Hmm.
YouTube video of a guy named Daniel Waples playing the handpan in a London
Okay.
subway
Hmm.
for tips. And when I saw that, I thought I can
Hmm.
do that. And so I got myself a handpan. It took 3 years to get one. Uh, so I saw that video about a decade ago,
Hmm.
10 years ago. And I got the handpan 3 years later, which was about 7 years ago. And then immediately I knew I wanted to do what the guy in the video was doing. And so immediately I created, so at that point in my life, Facebook was my
Hmm.
only social media platform that I knew anything about. Uh, I've had I've had Facebook ever since my
Hmm.
child was a baby, and that was when Facebook started for me, was documenting my child's life. And anyways, so I thought, okay, well, maybe at that point
Hmm.
they were doing Facebook pages, and so I thought, I could start a Facebook page, and so I started a Facebook page. This was probably about seven
Okay.
years ago, and I called it
Hmm.
Ethereal and E, and the struggle of like starting out on
Hmm.
social media is real.
Hmm.
It is not easy.
Yeah,
It's really hard to build a
definitely.
following.
We still
And
figuring out how to
yeah,
crack this
so
algorithm.
yeah, it's
Ah.
challenging. So I was on Facebook, and I was just doing
Hmm.
regular posts, and I started also doing public street
Okay.
performance. So I just went and sat down on a street corner and just started playing music on a
Hmm.
street corner, and uh, and so I had some success with that. I made some money from tips and whatnot, and
Hmm.
recorded an album, just
Your
documenting
life journey.
my story
Hmm.
all throughout that. Yeah, and I experienced some success
Hmm.
on Facebook. Um, nothing huge, but
Hmm.
doing all right. And then I was still working my day job, and eventually it came to a point where I was starting to get hired to play music
Hmm.
for events and at restaurants and bars and whatnot. And anyways, COVID, COVID hit, and right around the time of COVID,
Hmm.
2020, I was actually doing pretty good. I had quit my job. Actually, I was forced to resign from my job because I couldn't get along with my boss. I've got some authority problems. But anyways, I resigned from my job, and around that same time, COVID also
Okay.
happened, and I was trying to figure out if I should get another job or
Hmm.
pursue music more fully, and I decided to keep going with
Hmm.
music, and I lost all my live music opportunities because of
Hmm.
COVID, and I thought to myself, similarly when I got
Hmm.
kicked out of the band, that I'm not going to let this stop me, you know. And so I decided to just invest my
Hmm.
energy into my online content, my online
Yeah.
persona, and I started doing live videos regularly,
Mhm.
out in nature, and it started to take off. And my Facebook page got monetized, and I started making money off my Facebook page.
What is
I
your first
started to
income?
offer these monthly.
First
What is my
income
what?
from Facebook monetization.
What is
From
my
Facebook
passive income?
monetization.
Like how much do I make? Is that what you're asking?
From Facebook monetization. You told that your Facebook monetization on.
Oh, which are you saying? Which platform do I make
No,
the
no,
most
no, no.
money
What
from? Is that
is your first income from Facebook monetization?
oh my like my first income? Is
Yes,
that what you're
from
asking?
Facebook monetization.
First income. So basically, Facebook. It was a few different things. So basically, if you
Mm-hmm.
make popular videos, Facebook pays based on the time that people
Okay.
watch your videos. It's the same thing with across all
Mm-hmm.
other platforms too. And then also another thing that Facebook offers is these
Mm-hmm.
monthly subscriptions. So basically, you pay $5 a month subscription to Facebook, and then as a creator
Mm-hmm.
myself, I receive a portion of that
Mm-hmm.
money, and then I offer
Mm-hmm.
something exclusive in return to my subscribers. And what I at that time, I actually the very first handpan that I ever received, I decided to turn it into a raffle prize. And so basically, people paid for raffle tickets, and then I just drew a ticket, and somebody won the handpan. And it was so
Mm-hmm.
successful that I decided to team up with a handpan company and do it again. And that was so successful that I thought I started to get these subscription offers from TikTok or
Mm-hmm.
from Facebook. And so I was like, what if I just turn it into a
Mm-hmm.
raffle? And every single month, I just raffle off a
Okay.
handpan. And it was a huge risk, because Facebook, uh, they they don't pay out the funds that you raise until two
Mm-hmm.
months later. And so I had to buy two handpans and give them away and ship them and pay for shipping costs too, before I even got paid from it. But it was a great risk because
Mm-hmm.
it paid off. And now I've been doing
Yeah.
those handpan giveaways for almost 3 years now.
How many
Yeah,
handpan you give
and
away?
now
How much? How many?
how many
Mm-hmm.
handpans have I given away? Well, gosh, let's see. Probably over 40
40.
handpans that I've given away so
40.
far. 40, yeah, probably over
Oh.
40, yeah. There was because at first I started out with
Mm-hmm.
one a month, uh, and then I
Mm-hmm.
started to get some sponsors, and the sponsors were like
Okay.
competing with each other, and so one sponsor said we want to give away
Mm-hmm.
3 handpans in 1 month, and I was like,
Okay.
okay. So I went to the other sponsor. I said, hey, this sponsor wants to give away
Mm-hmm.
3 handpans, and they're like, okay, we're going to give away three
Mm-hmm.
handpans too. So at one point, there was 3 handpans being given away a month. Now it's back down to
Mm-hmm.
one a month. But also being given away are
Mm-hmm.
tongue drums. So now I have two different tongue drum companies that are giving away tongue drums
Mm-hmm.
every month. So it's so cool to see the progression, because when I first started doing this, it was out of my own pocket, and I was paying for it myself. And now I have some sponsors that are sponsoring it and giving away the instruments. And now it's more than one instrument a month. Now we give away one handpan, two tongue drums every single month. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just wild
Great.
how it's
Great. Great.
developed. And then I started on
Yeah.
TikTok in the summer of
Okay.
2020. My girlfriend, well, actually, my child was on TikTok
Mm-hmm.
first, and then my girlfriend got on TikTok because they wanted to connect
Mm-hmm.
with my child on TikTok, and then my girlfriend was on TikTok and she saw a handpan player
Mhm.
on TikTok that was building a following very fast. His name is Dan
Okay.
Byrne. He's in
Okay.
Australia. And Dan, he goes by
Mhm.
Cymatic
Mhm.
Harmony. Cymatic,
Okay.
Cymatic Harmony. Anyways, back around
Mhm.
2020 in the summertime, Dan, I want to say he had built a following of almost 100,000 followers in a matter of just
Okay.
a few months. And at that point, I think I had the same amount of followers, but I had been trying to build that following for
Mhm.
a few years. And I was like, oh my God, how do you build a following the same as mine in a few months? It took
Mhm.
me a few years. And so I reached out to him. I was like, whoa, what's going on here, man? Tell me
Mhm.
what's your key here?
Mhm.
I wanna do this. I wanna tap in. He's like, get on TikTok. He's like, get on TikTok. TikTok is a great place
Yeah,
to build a following
absolutely.
super fast.
And
So
in
I got
India,
on.
TikTok is already banned.
Yes, I've
Mhm.
heard that. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Mhm.
unfortunate. I mean, I don't know how what your view is, whether how
Mhm.
India's view of TikTok is, but um, I love TikTok. I mean for me, it is how I have sustained
Mhm.
myself financially and built a
Mhm.
career financially as in my passion. So, anyways, yeah. So Dan, he built a following of like a couple 100,000
Mhm.
followers, and he actually was experiencing burnout and didn't want to do it anymore. And so he actually sold his
Mhm.
TikTok account to one of my sponsors for the hand pans, Nova pans. They bought his account, um, which was really wild. But anyways, when I first started on TikTok, it was challenging to figure out how to switch from building a following on Facebook versus building a following on TikTok because it's
Mhm.
completely different. The content is
Completely different.
completely different
Yes.
and completely different. Yeah, and I really struggled with it at
Okay.
first. Um, and you also can't do live videos
Mhm.
on
Mhm.
TikTok unless you have 1,000 followers. So you have to build a following of 1,000 followers
Mhm.
first before you can live stream, which was also challenging for me because I'm a live streamer. And so that was challenging, but I was able to figure it out. And honestly, after I hit the 1,000 followers, it has just been snowballing ever since. And now I'm at 8.6
Yes, yes,
million
yes. I know,
followers,
I know.
which is it's insane.
Awesome,
It's
awesome.
insane. So yeah, that's kind of my journey with the social media aspect of it. And now my TikTok is
Yeah.
monetized too, and so I also do subscriptions on TikTok, and so people that are subscribed on TikTok or
Mhm.
on Facebook, I take all of their names and I put them into a hat and I pull out a few names to send instantly
Mhm.
to every single month,
Great,
which is
great.
pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
my next question is, what is your breakthrough moment in your career?
Was my breakthrough
Mhm.
moment in my career. Um, gosh, I would say that my breakthrough moment in my career would be experiencing success
Mhm.
on TikTok. Um, because I would say that before TikTok, when
Mhm.
it was just Facebook, I was still an amateur at that time. I would say when I joined TikTok and I figured out how to make money
Mhm.
on TikTok, that's when I turned from an amateur to a professional, and yeah,
Mhm.
it's been amazing. It's been amazing. I absolutely love what I do, and yeah, it's so much fun, and I'm very again, you know, TikTok's
Mhm.
banned in India, but again, for me, I'm so thankful for TikTok because I wouldn't be where I'm at if it
Yeah,
weren't for TikTok.
yeah.
So
So, mm, you are playing handpan, and this is now currently in the meditation industry. Handpan is key instrument of meditation. So you are doing any meditation course or any something? You have a something.
Will you ask the
The
question one
handpan
more time?
is a instrument. Handpan instrument is a meditation course instrument.
The instrument, the handpan is what kind of instrument? I'm sorry.
Meditation. Meditation.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
meditation. Meditation.
Uh-huh.
Yes, yes, yes.
So, have you any course about meditation or anything?
Do I have any like courses of my music like for
Mm-hmm.
meditation? I think is what you're
Mm-hmm.
asking. Yeah. So I don't.
Okay.
I don't. So basically, how should I put this? Um, again,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a live streamer. Um, so I have some albums that I professionally recorded and released, and they're out
Mm-hmm.
there in the world for people to listen to on Spotify and stuff like that. But it's not like necessarily like specifically tailored towards meditation. Um, and then I guess for me, honestly, I guess what's really cool about
Mm-hmm.
my journey and where I've come from and where I'm at is that I would say that my music is more
Mm-hmm.
for me than it is for other people. I'm not the type of person that like, okay, I'm gonna like create this, meditation course or this meditation album, put it out there for people like specifically with that intent. Um, my intent with my music is not to make music
Mm-hmm.
for other people. My intent with my music is to make music for me. Um, as I said with my journey, like I love I love playing music. I love percussion. I love
Mm-hmm.
playing handpan. And I've found that in my journey, in the times when I am trying to play music for other people, or my intent is to play music for other people, those are the times that like I'm not happy. But I find that in the times that I am playing music because it's something I want to do, um, those are the times where I really experience fulfillment. Because it's about my happiness. And I think for me, it's when I am making myself happy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm focusing on my happiness, that my happiness makes other people
Yeah.
happy too. And so I think that's what's really special about it is that it's not about, okay, here's a 10-minute song for meditation, whatever like that. No, no, no. Here's a camera
Mm-hmm.
recording me because it's filming, and I'm playing music, and I'm enjoying it. And if you want to enjoy it with
Great.
me, great. If not, oh well, that's okay.
Great.
So
Great.
I don't know if that makes sense, but that would be my long-winded answer to
Uh,
that question.
okay. Okay. So till now, what is the biggest compliment have you get? Hmm.
What's the biggest compliment that I've ever gotten?
From any celebrity or
Hmm.
anything?
The biggest compliment that I've ever gotten. You know, hmm, I guess it would be kind of along the same
Mm-hmm.
lines. Like, I don't know if I can like pinpoint one compliment that I've received, but I guess it's more just on a bigger picture of just knowing that me doing what makes
Mm-hmm.
me happy makes other people happy too. And like, um, I guess it's just an ongoing thing, like not necessarily one specific compliment in general, but more just knowing that, and again, to highlight where I
Mm-hmm.
came from, where I came from a point in my life that I didn't want to be alive. And then I was really
Sorry
unhappy, you
to hear
know?
about this.
And and yeah, I guess that's the thing, is just like coming from a point where you have nothing to lose, and you just really are at the end of where how much further you feel like you can go in your life. And then you find
Mm.
happiness. And then you find a community of people that support you and want you to be happy, and they're
Mm-hmm.
happy too. And so I guess it's just like this communal thing of just supporting each other, and not necessarily one compliment, but I guess this feeling of communal happiness and the community that surrounds me, and just how good that feels, you know.
Great. Sorry.
Uh-oh, I lost you for a little.
What is the
Sorry, I
reason
lost
behind
you for a
about
little
your
bit.
beard or hair? Lots of
Yeah,
people
yeah, yeah.
want to know about these things.
Great. So I touched, yeah. So I touched on it a little bit earlier. Like I said, when I was a kid, I kind of had this fantasy of being a
Mm-hmm.
rock star, or, a musician playing on stage for
Mm-hmm.
people, and I I I let go of that dream when I became
Mm-hmm.
an adult, and just experienced this unhappiness. And, anyways, when I started to like come back and
Mm-hmm.
fuel that dream again, I was in that band for a little bit as a drummer, and after that, I was when I discovered the
Mm-hmm.
handpan, and I just discovered the handpan, and from that
Mm-hmm.
moment 10 years ago, seeing that video of Daniel Waples in that London subway tunnel, I knew that was what I want to be doing. That's what I want to be doing, and I from that moment on, it was all about building. How can I build this? How can I make this happen? And I thought to myself, you know, the legends of music like
Mm-hmm.
Bob Marley and ZZ Top, Adam Duritz of the Counting Crows, they all have a really
Mm-hmm.
unique look about them. And so I thought to myself, what can I do that will make me stand out
Oh.
from the crowd? I want to stand out. I want to stand out like Bob Marley. I want to stand out like ZZ Top. I was like, uh, what happened was I had a shaved head, a
Mm-hmm.
shaved face, and uh, I was on a road trip in California in
Mm-hmm.
America along the coast, and I was driving along the coast, and I saw this guy on a bicycle. He was cycling down the California coast, and I saw him, and he had this really big, magnificent red beard. And I thought, as I was going past, I was like, wow, that guy's got a really incredible beard. And I just kept on driving, and I stopped, and I went down to a beach and took some pictures, and came back up, got in my car, started driving again. And the cyclist guy
Mm-hmm.
on the bike, he must have driven past my parked car and kept going. Because when I started driving again, I was like, oh, there's that guy
Mm-hmm.
on the bicycle with the big beard. I was like, wow, I was like, that guy really is an interesting looking person. I just kept on going. I parked my car, went, looked at some more beaches, took some photos, uh, came back up, got in my car, started driving again, and he must have passed
Mm-hmm.
me again. And I saw him this third time, and as I see him this third time, I'm like thinking to myself, you know, three times is a charm, right? So I was like, I'm seeing this guy for the third time now, and I'm like, I just have to stop, and I just have to stop and say hello and tell this guy that he has an amazing beard and connect with him. And so I stopped my car, I waved it down, and I was like, hey, I've passed you 3 times now, and I just want to tell you, you have the most amazing beard that I've ever seen. And he's like, oh, thank you so much. He's like, I'm actually a photographer. He's like, can we get a picture together? Because he thought that I was just as interesting as I thought as he was interesting. We took a picture of each other, and he went on his way. I went on my way, and I thought to myself, I want to be, I want to be as memorable as that guy.
Okay.
I want people to see me and think, wow, that guy's really interesting. I want to stop and say hello
Awesome,
to
awesome,
that guy.
awesome.
And so I thought to myself, I can grow a beard. And so sure enough, I grew a beard. And then I decided to grow my hair out too. And I just wanted to be memorable. I wanted people to see me and be that person that they'll never forget. But I'll never forget that guy in that bicycle. I will never forget him. And I thought, I want to be unforgettable. I want to be unforgettable. I want to be memorable. I want people to know who I am and not forget me. And so, yeah, that's the reason why I look
Great,
like I
great,
do, I
great.
guess.
So we are entering our last session of this interview. So what do
Yeah.
you think about the hand pan man? And where are you seeing? Are you creating a brand or anything?
What do I think about the handpan man? And am I creating a band?
Pan
Um,
brand, the
so
name of the hand pan man.
yeah. So I'm not
Okay.
creating a band. Um, yeah, no, I'm just a solo percussionist, and there is actually a
Mm-hmm.
purpose for that. You know, I was in that band that I talked about. I played
Mm-hmm.
drums in the band, and it was an amazing experience, and I loved it. But I was just a drummer, and I was just a percussionist back then. And the thing about percussionists, the thing about drummers, is that the vast majority of them are accompaniments for
Mm-hmm.
other musicians. Very, very, very rarely do you ever see. Well, it may be different in India because I know that India is like huge
Hand
percussion,
pan maker.
but from just I'm just talking in general, just percussion, yeah. So, but like what I'm saying is that here, my
Mm-hmm.
perspective and what I lived in my life
Mm-hmm.
as a percussionist is that before I found the handpan, I in order to play music as a percussionist, I was always playing with someone, guitarist, singer, it was never just
Mm-hmm.
me. And so as a result, I kind of felt like I was dispensable, that like I could be very easily replaced. Oh, he's just a drummer, he's just a percussionist. And so, like when I got kicked out of the
Mm-hmm.
band, I was just a drummer, right? I easily replaced. And so when I discovered the handpan, I was like so amazed. I was like, wow, I don't have to be just
Mm-hmm.
a drummer.
Yes.
I don't have to be just a percussionist. I don't have to be just an accompaniment to someone. I can play music all by myself. And that was a huge moment for me too. And so anyway, so I like being a soloist because it kind of gives me the authority over my own music versus like having to make music with
Mm-hmm.
someone. So anyway, so that's so I'm not making a
Okay.
band. It's just me. And then the handpan man. So uh, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
a controversial thing, but uh, I actually my
Mm-hmm.
stage name is Ethereal in E. So so that was kind of what I set out to be known as, Ethereal in E. Um, when I joined TikTok, actually before I
Mm-hmm.
joined TikTok, it was on Facebook. There was one of my Facebook followers on all of my posts in the comments section of all my posts, he would put hashtag the handpan man, hashtag the handpan man, and he just kept on. He put that on all of my posts.
Great
Like,
name.
okay, that's
This is a
cool.
great name.
And 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 then my community started to see that also, his comments, and other people started to start calling me the handpan man. I was like, okay, that's cool, all right. And then I went over to TikTok, and on TikTok, it continued on TikTok, and it became even bigger. People kept calling me the handpan man. And then one of my creator friends, his name is Hal Walker. Hal, he made a song, and the song he did a duet of one of my videos. So it was just my music, and then him putting some percussion to my music, and then he was singing the handpan man in his song as he duetted it. And I was like, oh my god, that thing is so cool. And at that moment, I started to realize that, like, okay, this is like a nickname that like people have given me, and I was like, I might as well just roll with it. And so on TikTok, you have your username. My username is ethereal.in.e, and then you can put a nickname on your account too. And so I decided to put the nickname the Handpan Man. But I was like, gosh, people are calling me it. A guy made a song about it. I was like, why not? People will know me as the Handpan Man. I should just put it on there. So I just put it on there. And to be honest, there's a feeling within me that, I should preface this and say, the community that surrounds the handpan community. I am actually probably one of the most hated people in that community. They do not like me. They do not like me at all. And so when I kind of decided to put my nickname, the Handpan Man, it was honestly kind of a, how should I say, F you to the handpan community. I was like, you know what? This is what people call me. I'm sure you don't like me. You probably don't want to see me being called the Handpan Man. Oh well.
Great.
I don't care. So, anyways, so that's kind of the history behind it and where it's come from. And I just have decided to
Awesome.
go with it.
So small rapid fire for you. Which
Oops, I lost your
which
audio.
instrument did you play first?
Which instrument did I play first?
Rapid fire. Rapid fire question.
Rapid fire. Okay. So the instrument that I played first, out of all instruments, honestly, was just tapping.
An instrument and have you any peak instrument?
And then the first real instrument that I played
was
the piano. And I can't remember anymore, but yeah.
Oh, what?
Tapping on things.
Thank you. Who first got you into music? Who inspired you?
Who first got me into music? I guess if you were talking about just the person that got me started in music would have been my mom. And then if you're talking about like a bigger scale, like inspiration.
My next question is that also. Who inspired you?
Okay. All right. So that my mom, like I said, she came from a family that everybody took piano lessons. So it wasn't even a discussion.
Still she is with you?
Piano lessons. My mom?
Yes.
My mom, she lives in Ohio. So where I grew up in Ohio. And now I guess I never answered that question back when you asked it, but now I live in the northwest of America.
What is the
just south of Canada in a state called
Idaho.
Idaho, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Famous for potatoes.
Who inspired you to make music?
And then inspired me. Yeah. So let's see. So like I said, my mom would kind of
Mm-hmm.
push me into music first, and then after that, um, on a bigger scale, I think it was more just I guess listening to bands
Mm-hmm.
as a kid. I was
Mm-hmm.
into punk rock when I was a kid. There's a band called MXPX that I was really into.
My
Um,
mobile
and
charge
then
is
I would
so
say probably
low.
the first.
That's why I have to recharge my mobile.
That's okay. Oh, okay,
Continue,
okay.
continue.
So yeah, no worries. So and then I would say the first artist that really
Mm-hmm.
inspired me to try professional music was a guy named Adam
Okay.
Duritz. He has a band called the Counting Crows, and his music just really just resonates with just my soul, and his lyrics are just so powerful. And so anyway, so yeah, Adam Duritz would be the one that I would say really got me to be like, I want to be like that guy, you know?
Okay. Question is, who would you like to collaborate with?
Yeah, yeah. Who would I like to collaborate with?
Mm-hmm.
So I would say Daniel Waples. He's the guy
Okay.
that was the first person I ever saw play a handpan in that YouTube video I saw of him playing in a London subway. Um, yeah, I
Okay.
mean it would
Mm-hmm.
just come full circle. If that happened, it would come full circle. I just honestly I would love to just meet him face to face, shake his hand, and say, "Man, you your
Mm-hmm.
video, your video has changed my life." And it's also like really kind of cool to think that like how many of my videos have changed people's lives. You know, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, wow, if his video
Absolutely.
has changed my life that much, you know, I've put out a lot of videos. Maybe one of my videos has changed somebody's life, and how cool would that be? You know. So,
100%.
anyways, yeah, I just want to tell them thank you. I just want to say thank you. Thank you for
Thank you
being vulnerable.
too.
Thank you for
Thank you
putting
too.
yourself
You are
out there.
accepting our request. Thank you too.
What's that?
Thank you too. You are requesting. You are accepting our request.
Yes, of course. You're welcome. My
Yeah.
pleasure. My
Yeah.
pleasure. Yeah. It's been this has
So
been this has
my
been
next.
fun.
Sorry.
I said I said this has been fun. This has been fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this
Absolutely.
is
Absolutely.
this
Absolutely.
is really exciting to me. I said earlier that I love traveling, and
Mm-hmm.
I love looking at maps. I love geography. I love connecting with people from other countries. It's
High
inspiring to
five.
me. Yeah, dude. High five.
So and last is which famous musician do you admire?
Which famous musician do I admire?
Yeah.
So it would definitely be Adam Duritz of the Counting Crows. Um, his
Okay.
his his music is just it's soul stirring for me. And his lyrics, they like
Mm-hmm.
it's like this poem that like just earworms just goes through and just like through your ear and just like sticks with your soul and like oh man, his music is just so good. It's the Counting Crows is who it is. Really so
Okay.
good. So good. Yeah.
Great. So my rapid fire is ended, and my next question is, what is your next plan, your future plan?
What's my future plan?
Yeah.
Um, my future plan. So I don't know if it's a plan, but more so like desire, a wish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, basically, I was kind of touching on it right before we got cut off last time. Was that I
Mm-hmm.
want to travel? I want to travel the world. I
Awesome.
yeah. I when I was in college, I was an exchange student and took a semester abroad in China.
Mm-hmm.
And I had such an
Okay.
amazing experience. And I
Mm-hmm.
ever since then, I've just been dreaming about going overseas again. I would love to come to India.
Hmm.
It'd be so cool. Um,
Definitely come to in Calcutta,
yeah,
visit our factory.
yeah, I would love to. So it's the thing that's been holding me back all these years is
Hmm.
it's so expensive to travel. And so I've honestly a big part of my musical journey has
Hmm.
been trying to get as much exposure as I can, so
Hmm.
that hopefully someday maybe my musical talent, my musical journey will take me overseas, and it won't have to be something that I have to like pay a
Definitely.
ton of money to make happen. Because maybe somebody's gonna hire me to travel
Hmm.
and come see the world and play music at places and help
Maybe
me
someone
help.
invite you or sponsor you after this interview.
Maybe, and see, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I love, continuing to try and put myself out there and
Hmm.
get exposure because I have this dream. I have this dream that
Hmm.
I want to come to India. I want to go back to China, see the world, and
Hmm.
I figure maybe the more that I put myself out there, maybe somebody will connect with me that wants that for me too, or I can help them in
Hmm.
some way. And so that's just kind of honestly, that really has been the fuel that has been fueling my entire musical journey. Besides me playing music because it just makes me happy, but I would say the thing that really inspires me to want to keep
Hmm.
pushing and keep reaching new heights and go further and go further and further is so that maybe eventually someday my dream will come true. And so that's why
Definitely
I
it,
do what I
it
do.
works.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely it will be.
yeah,
And my last question is, what is one message or advice you would give to our listener?
yes. So the message or advice that I would give to our listeners, you know, I guess it would be that if you're unhappy in your life,
Hmm.
especially if you're at the point where you're so low that you're thinking about taking your own life or hurting yourself or yeah, just putting an end to it all. Um, my advice would be to think back. Think back to your childhood or think back to whatever point in your life that you were happy and
Hmm.
think about what was it back then in that moment that was making you happy. And for me, it was playing the drums, percussion, and recreate that, and gravitate
Hmm.
back towards that in your life, and gravitate away from the things that are not making you happy. For me,
Hmm.
um, I was stuck. I was stuck in a job that um, was really, really stressful and was killing me. And it was just
Hmm.
taking so much from me. And I was forced to leave that job. I was forced to resign. And I'm so glad that I was because who knows, maybe if I hadn't have been forced to resign, maybe I wouldn't have left. Maybe I wouldn't have left.
Hmm.
And I'm so glad that I was put into a spot where I was at rock bottom. And and that's the other thing is that if you feel like you're at rock bottom, that's not a bad thing. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. Maybe being at rock bottom is just the thing that will inspire you to do something that will actually make you happy and
Yeah.
do something that you want to do. And so, and then last, I would just say, uh, if you're dreaming about something, maybe you had a dream like I did when I was a kid, dreaming about being a professional musician. Um, chase after it and don't give up on it.
Hmm.
I failed so many times, and I was in so many low points throughout my journey. Um, and the reason that I have success today is because I've been so persistent. and I
Mm-hmm.
haven't let it go. You know, when I kicked out of the band that I was in, I told myself I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna quit. I'm gonna figure out how to do this on my own. And then I saw that video and I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I want to be like that guy. And I did it. And you know, I was experiencing a lot of hardships in that time. Didn't have a lot of money. I was unhappy. It took me being fired from my job to inspire me to get back up and figure out a way to make it happen. COVID happened. I mean, God,
Mm-hmm.
I was a gig musician. I was playing music at bars, restaurants, wherever you get hired to play music, and then all of that just disappeared when COVID happened. In that moment, I thought, I am not going to let go of this. There's no way I'm going to let go of this. I've
Mm-hmm.
started to realize this dream, and I made it work. I figured out how to make it work on the internet, online. And holy smokes, wow! If COVID didn't happen, maybe I would still just be
Mm-hmm.
playing gigs at bars and restaurants, and I would have never experienced this. So, you know, the next thing that I would say is that maybe there's some hardships
Just
in
go
your
with the
life.
flow.
Yeah, go with the flow. You know, get knocked down, then maybe getting knocked down and hitting rock bottom is what you need in order to inspire you to get back up and figure out how to make it work. And that's when you start to really experience success. So there you go. That would be my advice.
Yeah, awesome. So my curiosity is what which one is your favorite hand?
Which one's my favorite U.S. city? Okay, my favorite U.S. city. It's definitely got to be San
Favorite
Francisco.
hand pen. Sorry. Favorite. Which one is your favorite hand pen
Which one's
instrument?
my favorite handband?
Uh,
Um, I can't say that I have a favorite. I really like this blue one here behind me. But I
Hmm.
honestly I just love playing music and like I put a handpan in my lap and I like to explore and experience with it. And yeah, I can't say I have a favorite. I really love them all.
oh, okay, okay. And would you like to something to play for our audience?
Yeah, of course, I would love to. Yeah. Well, since I said that I enjoy playing the blue one, I should probably play the blue one then. Um, this one is a really beautiful sounding and
Yeah,
looking one.
absolutely. And
Yeah,
those rainbow color is also my favorite. I
good.
also watched
Yeah.
it.
So this is it's a process called hydro dipping. So basically,
Okay.
they take a image and they print it out on adhesive paper. They put it
Hmm.
on top of water, and then they take an
Okay.
object and they press it through the image in the water, and the water activates
Hmm.
the adhesive product that sticks it to the object, and so that's what makes it look so beautiful. So really
Hmm.
disappointing part is that the company that uh, sponsors me, NovaPans, who I got this through, they are no longer doing the hydrogen process. Hopefully they're going to
Okay.
get it back going again here soon, but I was really disappointed when they stopped doing it. But anyways, yeah, this is what this one sounds like here.
One people is asking, hello. One people is asking, how did you balance in water when you play?
All right, balance the handpan and water on play. So yeah, so it's floating, right? So I try to play in water that's still. So I'm in like a very slow running part of the river, like an arm of the river, and
Hmm.
so it's very still water. Number one, and then number two, you know, as I'm playing it, it moves around a lot because as you tap on it, it's gonna go with the movement that you hit, and so while I'm doing that, I'm right hand dominant. So when I play with my right hand more, I take my left hand, and there is a an edge here, and I just grab
Okay.
onto that edge, and I pull it back to me. Is how I do it. And
Okay.
then also, I oftentimes
Okay.
hit the
Okay.
top, and when I hit the top, I'm also pushing it back to me as well. So it's all about just trying to keep it towards me. So that was also a learning process because when I first started, I was like, "Whoa, this thing's going all over the place. How am I supposed to do this?" So that was challenging. But yeah, so I'll play you some of this one here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my earpiece out, so it'll fall out of my ear if I don't. So hopefully this doesn't mess with the audio. But here we go. Okay, here we go. Is the audio okay? Oh, thank you, JP. Appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
So that's the blue one. I'll show you this other one here that's really colorful too, which is really neat. So this one is really special because,
Okay.
as you can see, the images that are all over it, those are
Is your image?
that's me. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so basically,
Awesome.
the company that made this handpan is called Astaman Handpans. Anyways, they told me that they wanted to make a handpan with my image on it, and I said, hey, how about we partner with some of my fans who like to send me fan art, images of me that they draw, and so all the images that are on this were drawn by my fans, and
Great.
these
Awesome.
are all
Awesome.
images of me. So this one is my favorite scale. So you asked me earlier what's my favorite handpan. I said I don't have a favorite handpan, but I do have a favorite scale, and this one's my favorite scale. It's an E major scale.
Okay.
Here's what it sounds like. There you go.
Thank you, Ethereal. Thank you
You're
for
welcome.
accepting our request.
Of
We
course.
would love to chat with you again someday. And please visit in India. Please visit in
Yes.
Calcutta.
I would love to.
We would love to. Thank you so much.
Yes, much for having me. This was so much fun.
So
And
yeah, thank you. So I ended up this show with In Your Life. So if you are, hi guys, if you want to watch this complete podcast, please visit our YouTube channel Gappu Cajon and Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. You will listen Ethereal Adam Foot, the Handpan Man. You will love his. You will love to listen his journey. He is so awesome. I am very humbled talking with him.
me
Thank you,
too.
everyone. Thank you for joining with us.
Before you go, can you maybe tell uh, us about your company a little bit and like what you make
Okay.
and what you do, and I would love to hear some more about
We
that.
are making cajon instrument, cajon and others percussion instrument in India based on Calcutta. Preferably, we are making some lots of different types of cajon, and we are currently operating in India, Bangladesh, and Nepal, Bhutan. We are trying to figuring out how to do export in US or Middle East and Australia, New Zealand. We are still figuring out how to do it. So currently we are operating these four countries, and hopefully we'll see you in US or somewhere in the world. You are
Yeah,
a travel freak and I am too.
yeah,
Someday we'll meet, and we definitely love to talk with you. You are already you love geography and history. I am also love geography and history so much. Uh,
yes,
that's why if we are meeting, we have love to chat with you.
absolutely. So you said that you make other instruments besides the cajon too?
Percussion instrument like bongo, rain stick, and travel cajon,
Cool.
shakers, different types of shakers,
That's so awesome.
congas. Yes,
And then I'm curious, how did you find out about me?
we have a partner. I have a partner. My co-founder is Anirban. He found you, and we have a this show, percussion discussion show. We want to get all the percussionists from all over the world, and he says that I we want this man in our show. Then I approached you from our Instagram handle, and you said yes, and then this is it.
Very cool. So do you know where he found me or what platform or how he found me?
Sorry,
Do you know how your partner found me? Like,
found you on
oh,
Instagram.
we're losing him again. Instagram. Okay, good, cool, right on. And let me think if I have any other question I want to ask you. Um, so,
Mhm.
what city are you in?
I'm from Calcutta.
And are you currently in Calcutta as well?
Yes, yes. You heard about this Calcutta East India Company?
And
In British time, Calcutta is capital in India.
yeah, so Calcutta
Mhm.
is the capital of India, right? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
and it sounds. I can hear the horns in the background. Is it a big city?
Yes, yes. I am staying. My home is in beside road. That's why
Yeah,
you
yeah.
listen this.
It's funny.
Okay.
I did a video chat with someone else in India a while back, and
Mhm.
it was the same though. I could hear the horns in the background in your video too.
Yes. So many
Right.
congested in India.
Yeah, yeah. I can imagine. Wow.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me and listening
Thank
to
you.
my
Thank you
stories and
too.
asking questions. This has been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun. I think I'm realizing that the more I do stuff like this, the more I realize that I would love to do more. So so thank you
Yeah.
for inspiring me to want to connect with more people in this way. So
Yes.
I really appreciate
If
you.
you want to talk, if you talk with lots of people from different countries, you earn some so much experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Yes,
yeah, that's definitely something that
I am so much inspired by your story. So this is my what I say. experience or journey to listen your story and inspire me.
Oh,
There is no line to end it up. You have to keep it up again and again and do it again and again to we are still alive. This is great.
yes, yes, yeah. That's I honestly, it's funny that you say that because this morning, I take so I struggle with some mental health issues as I kind of touched on,
Mhm.
and so I take medication for that. I actually have really bad insomnia, and so
Mhm.
I take medication that helps me sleep, and so it makes it really difficult to wake up in the morning. And so this
Mhm.
morning, I was really excited about this interview, and I was like there's this struggle in me that wanted to go back to sleep so badly because it's morning time here for me. But I was like,
Mhm.
I really want to do this, and I want to be excited about doing this. And I was like,
Thank
okay,
you. Thank you for that. Thank you.
I was like, I gotta get up and figure out, how can I feel alive? I was like, I want to feel alive
Mhm.
and go into this interview
Thank
and
you.
just really enjoy it. And so I really have enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun talking with you and so cool to think that we're connecting with each other on opposite
Mhm.
sides of the earth. It just really is mind blowing, really cool to think. So thank you for making this
Thank you.
possible.
Thank you
This was
so
so
much.
much
Thank
fun.
you.
Yes. All right.
Definitely,
Well,
we will love to chat with you again. Thank you.
yes. Let me
In
know.
WhatsApp, whatever in that.
Yes. Okay. Well, hey, I hope you have a great rest of your day or
Thank you.
night.
Thank you. Thank
Night.
you.
You're going to bed. It's day for
Yes,
me. It's
yes.
night. Night for you. I
In
hope you have
India now
a
it's
great night.
10:46.
Yes. Okay. Well, I hope you sleep well.
I have to dinner and then I have to sleep.
Yes. All right. Sleep well. Good night.
Okay.
Thank you so much for
Okay.
talking.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.